Man. I know. I've been busy. I've been saying that a lot. Even in the Dragon Ball world, I've been saying I have been. I shot a big commercial last week. Worked all week. Had to mentally recharge. Had 2 auditions today, but I know that a lot of you guys reached out to me about my Charizard deck profile for this current format in Pokemon TCG. So I won't hold you guys up. Let's go! 4 Charmanders here to begin with, and it's a reasonable choice because we need to make sure that we have 4 of these basic ones in order to play and have them ready for battle. Of course, Blazing Instruction, Steady Fighter Breeding is his basic attacks, and alright, you know, you gotta throw in a Charmeleon here. Prevent all effects of attacks used by your opponent's Pokemon done to this Pokemon, which is actually really cool, so you get to protect yourself. And then finally, we have 3 of the Charizards, boy. 3 Charizard EXs. This card is really good. This deck is literally the rebirth of the Sun and Moon Charizard deck from back in the day, so I'm glad that they decided to bring it back. Inferno Ring is really good. Add up to 3 basic fire energy to your Pokemon, and of course the amount of fire energy you have, which is 2, right? You add 2 to it. Well, the amount of prizes that's already taken does 30 more damage with that, which is really good. I love the artwork on this. Really good stuff. And of course, we have Radiant Charizard here. This Pokemon attack cost is 1 energy less for each prize card your opponent has taken, and it does Combustion Blast. And I found out in the Pokemon world that this is only a 1-of that you run. Next, you have the Kefla. Of course, you just want to draw until you have 7 cards with Grasping Draw. We do have the 2 Pidgeys. You know, it doesn't hurt to have a call for family in play. And then, of course, we have the Pidgey. I don't really run a Pidgeotto, only because we are running 4 rare candies in the deck. But, of course, y'all know quick search. You search your card for a deck. Search a card in your deck and add it to your hand. And, of course, Blustery Wind discards the stadium in play. And we have the Dusk Coal. And of course we have the Dust Clots where we do Curse Blast to put 5 damage counters on a Pokemon. And we have the Rotom, which is a instant charge where you basically draw till you have you may draw 3 cards and your turn ends. And then of course we have Lumion V, which is Luminous Sign. It says when you play this when this plays Pokemon card from your hand onto your bench, during your turn, you may search your deck for a supporter card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. And shout out to the girl I played. I think her name was Bianca, who gave me, who actually gave me the Lumion, I think. But this deck is really fun. I enjoy playing it with people. All right, and of course we are running. We're running 8 Fire Energy just to start off because that's all you really need in order to keep the deck going. And we have our supporter cards here, which is I think is very necessary for this particular build. We have Professor Toro's scenario. Put one of your Pokemon into play, into your put one of your Pokemon in play into your hands. So basically, let's say one of your Pokemon have damage counters on it, or let's say that my Ace have all these damage counters on it. I can just add it back to my hand, other than worrying about taking damage. Yeah. And of course we have Arvin to search your deck for an item card, any Pokemon tool card, and reveal and put into your hand, shuffle your deck. But of course we got Professor Research, discard your hand and draw 7 cards. Next we have the Boss's Orders. Switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon to the active spot, which is basically a Pokemon catcher. And then we have Iono. Is each player shuffles their hand and puts it into the Pokemon, puts it on the bottom of their deck. I don't know why I say Pokemon, sorry. If either player put any cards on the bottom of the deck in his way, each player draws a card for each of the remaining prizes. So it's basically the rebirth of N. Right. By the way, I'm using these sleeves here. You know what I'm saying? Such a beautiful play, man. All right, we do have Buddy Poffin. Sure, you basically search up 2 basic Pokemon with 70 HP or less and put them onto your bench, then shuffle your deck, which is pretty good because the items you can use as many as you want. 3 Nest Balls. We of course you start looking for something basic, right? Anything that's basic, right? So you're looking for a Charmander, Pidgey, the Rotom, the Lumion, which are considered basic Pokemon. And we have these switch, which is a good item card. So let's say if you're going to get something that's really heavy and your Pokemon have a lot of damage counters on it, use it, switch it out. Rare candies here, boy. Yes, sir. And this is what we're doing here. We are evolving these into these, right? So we're skipping stage 1 and bringing them into stage 2. Yes, sir. One of the best item cards in the game. And of course, with Ultra Ball, you out here pitching stuff. So you can look for a Pokemon card and add it to your hand. Just make sure you pitch 2 cards. Now, if your hand gets clogged, you can always pitch 2 Ultra Balls. That's usually what I do. Next, we have the Forest Seal Stone. So now, getting back into the game, I learned that there's something called V-Star Power. And what I realized is that you can only use it once. So basically, you can attach it to one of these Pokemon, right? Any one of these. And it says, Star Alchemy. It says, during your turn, you may search your deck for a card and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. You can't use more than 1 V-Star Power in the game. So you can only use it once in the game. So I've seen people have like a V-Star stamp or something and they just turn it over, but you can attach it like this and gain a certain level of access, which is cool. Pokemon is always doing like these magical stuff, which is actually pretty dope. And then of course we have the Night Stretcher. Put a Pokemon or basic energy card from your discard pile into your hand. If you ever have to put something to your hand, always make sure you go for an EX Pokemon like a Charizard. You can always evolve it. Next we have Defiance Band. If you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent, the attacks of the Pokemon this card is attached to do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon, which is really good. And of course, we have Thornton. Choose a basic Pokemon in your discard pile and switch it with one of your basic Pokemon in play. Any attached cards, damage, special conditions, turns in play, and any other effects remain on the new Pokemon. So you can switch this out and bring out Charizard, because Charizard is literally the GOAT. And if your Pokemon's in struggle, and I'll just show you. Forgive me, guys. I hit the camera again. Let's just say you had a Duskull, right, with 3 energy. You played Thornton, bop, like that, just like that. Pretty simple. Next, we have Super Ride here. Shuffle 3 any combinations of Pokemon basic energy cards from your discard pile into your deck. Next, we do Lost Vacuum. Choose a Pokemon's tools attached to any Pokemon or in any stadium and play and put them in a lost zone. And then you have Prime Catcher, which is literally the A-Spec card. Switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon to the active spot. If you do, you switch one of your Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. Yeah. Well, that is it for the Charizard deck profile. I'm MU7. Have a great day. And remember to catch them all. Oh, also, the Lord loves you. Bye.